To 8. Now, in yesterday's programme, we showed you some incredible pictures of waste being discharged into rivers in England.
Well, the issue clearly got lots of you talking, and following pressure from campaigners and constituents, the government said last night it would take action, as Zoe Conway reports.
Right, I'm breathing in. Got to.
It's hardly surprising that Joe and Laura are taking their time entering the water. It's cold, but that's not the only reason why they're hesitant. They're anxious about sewage. When there's heavy rain, the local wastewater plant, less than a mile away, discharges untreated sewage. They're currently allowed to do this if it helps prevent water backing up in other parts of the system and causing flooding.
After times of flood, you'll see rag, which is basically sanitary products hanging from the branches of the bushes, but that run alongside the river. You'll see, not infrequently, sanitary products sort of washed up onto the beaches of the river. And you'll also see foam, this kind of browny surfactant type foam floating down the river and collecting. It's an absolute outrage that it's being used as an open sewer by our water companies, by Thames Water in particular. It's shocking to me, and I think it's got worse over the last 3 or 4 years as well.
We know that there's a sewage treatment plant about a mile upriver, upstream, so we will not be putting our faces in today because there's been heavy rain and we've seen foam drifting past.
Last year, the Benson wastewater plant discharged untreated sewage into this stretch of river for 993 hours. Thames Water admits these discharges are unacceptable and says it's working with the government to stop them happening. This is another river in nearby Witney in Oxfordshire, also suffering the after effects of sewage. What you're looking at is sewage fungus.
Which is absolutely disgusting, like a grey, brown, gelatinous goo coating everything in the river, all of the weeds, choking everything, and frankly, not something you'd expect to see in the 21st century in the developed world.
After coming under intense pressure to act, the government announced last night that water companies would now be legally required to reduce the number of sewage discharges from overflow pipes over the next 5 years. This discharge in Hampshire last week went on for 49 hours straight.
We've been very clear that we want to see a reduction in these storm overflows over the next 5-year period of the water pricing plan. That will need to be funded, and that will lead to some increases in water bills to fund that. But the big figures that we've seen as estimates, ranging from 150 billion to 600 billion pounds, that is the cost of eliminating these altogether. Now, some people are calling for the total elimination of these. We need to do the detailed work first to understand the feasibility of doing that.
It may be far from clear how much it will cost and who will pay to fix Britain's Victorian water system. But what is certain is that environmental campaigners like Matt Stanek in the Lake District will continue to crudely speak out.
I'll let you guys be the judge of what is coming out of this pipe. But I can tell you one thing, by standing, just a couple of metres from it, it smells like absolute.
Zoe Conway, BBC News.